What's up, y'all? Spectre here. Welcome back to our Sins of a Solar Empire 2 playthrough, going through the Visari Exodus on this particular one. This part is going to be focused on colonizing and fully building up our territory here, now that we've got our outer borders secured. Do keep an eye on Orange, kind of pushing in from this front. He did rush us with Karuna. I don't entirely know why, because he's all the way over here. But hey, I'm sure we'll deal with him again next time we go back for Karuna. Currently our goal, like I said, is going to be actually to focus on our own borders, build ourselves up, get our economy production a little bit better, get the capacity to build some more capital ships and expand our fleet, and get a bunch of research done. So, let's get into it. We've got our little takeover fleet jumping there. Our lone, soon to have a pair battleship as our lone defender right now of our shipyard world, Policia. It's kind of standing sentinel here. Genestra is going to be a hard to defend world. As the map shifts, it's going to become green, one of green's primary paths out. So I think he's going to change a lot more attention to it. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Giada shouldn't be too mad, but Giada does lead directly to our homeworld, so we gotta be kind of careful. If Giada comes under attack, I have to respond to that really quickly. Which is why Palatia was chosen as the shipyard, as it reaches both worlds and the homeworld, and has the ability to expand outward all relatively easily. Generally, it's what I look for when I'm deciding how I want to set up my defensive line. I know the map is dynamic, I know things are changing, but generally the way I try and set things up is a world with easy access kind of everywhere is going to become my shipyard that I want separate from my homeworld, so my homeworld can focus on refineries and labs and some other bonuses that I don't have to give up on or lose efficiency on by building my shipyards there. Because shipyards, you don't really get bonuses to very easily, so I don't want them on a planet that has bonuses for other things. So like if I go here, there is a buff for it. Here we go. Yep, extra orbit slots, extra health, and some extra income. So being able to put up some extra refineries is going to be really, really helpful here for me. Which I am already almost maxed out on stuff. So let's go ahead, build one of those. There's our fleet zooming by. So we got one refinery here already. Our phase resonator, again, just a gorgeous looking structure. And then our labs floating in the darkness. So, what is this? What do we got? A credit cache. Ooh. No, I don't think. Actually, give crystal? No, I'd rather afford my new battleship first. I'm so close. I need 100. Buy one of those. Actually, that's queuing a third. It's not bad. So exotics, so I have a Tauronite getting made, another Endurium getting made, and that's part of the way through. So I'll actually end up with 3 battleships here in just a minute, giving me an even better way to defend myself. Like I said, early on, the Visari struggled really hard. You saw how many ships Orange had here. I don't know that I could put out that many, even if I had focused on fleet. The Visari just aren't meant to do that. They aren't into mass production, their economy isn't very strong, but each of my ships is worth so many of his that when the fight does come on an even footing, or even on an even footing, on a true fleet-to-fleet scale instead of just a little expeditionary force versus a fleet, I should have no trouble at all with him. So, unit built. Let's give it power surge, and I don't have enough crystal for that. There we go. A phase attenuated shield, extra shield mitigation. Lots of stats when you look at a ship here. One of the most important is your shield mitigation. Basically, that's a straight up damage reduction that the ship does not even take. So if something hits my shields for under 13 damage, I believe this is how it used to work in the other game. I don't know how it works in this one. It was a percentage. So a shield mitigation of 13 was 13% of incoming damage. Just straight up doesn't happen. Being able to boost my capital ships, my battleships specifically, to having 16 early is pretty good. That's a lot of reduction on damage. Armor does a similar thing. It reduces damage to the hull, but it functions slightly differently. I don't entirely know how armor values work math-wise, but I do also want antimatter rechargers on both of these. That is 1500 crystal to do, however, so it's going to be just a minute on that. But the shield mitigation bonus is really, really good. The active ability on both of these makes them immune to phase missiles. If it's a special force field, there are some other ships and some other items that will do similar effects. Those will be useful when I'm fighting against Dark Blue, because he's the same race as me, so he also has the missiles that will ignore shields and armor. So for right now, not super helpful. They'll come in handy later. I really just wanted that bonus mitigation. So go ahead and go to Hilaria real quick. You can see the map is 3D. I can't really queue a ship up or down. I can really only queue on the planetary ring here. But some planets are set higher than others. There's a little bit of 3D aspect to this, which is kind of nice. But for the most part, there's one plane you kind of fight on. And from this view, there's no real difference. Except this one does have a funky little gravity well expanded out there. It's kind of fun. So jumping from this one's a lot easier, a lot closer. Okay, I've almost used up my entire supply. Let's look at some material expansion here. Go ahead and boost my antimatter capabilities, which is just always good for your ships, as well as some structures. Swap to military really fast. Go ahead and boost wave weapons, pulse weapons, and then I don't really care about that at the moment. So actually, until I get the next tier of research, I'm kind of good for the moment. So we'll just go in, we'll boost all the mining levels, and then get asteroids up. We'll just focus on building up our incomes of our metal and crystal. So whatever we decide to do later on, we have the resources to be able to do. You can see it kind of holds. I wish I could like deselect that, but I can't. So here comes orange again. Coming down. I may, once I take Hilaria, I may have to move the rest of my fleet up. We'll find out shortly. Let me actually take it back. I do want some research in here. Let's go ahead and do this. I can't. Let's sell one of those to be able to boost our fleet supply, so I can build some more frigates. I don't know if he's going to push me. I don't know what he's doing. But I don't necessarily like that. So there's my third one. Power surge. Oh, there it is coming in. You can see it coming into land. It's kind of cool.
Research finished.
Cool. So I now have 3 battleships. Some extra tech has been done, so they're a little bit stronger now. Even just at level 1, they have 2700 shield, 5300 hull. That's a lot, especially compared to my mothership, my evacuator back here, which is level 4, right? Their level 1s, this is a level 4 capital ship, and the stats are quite different. So, they are rushing me. So let's actually just grab the fleet, have them move up.
Don't waste my time.
I'm about to have a fight here.
Don't waste my time.
I'm going to give you the shield mitigation as well, all 3 of you.
Don't waste my time.
Good. I don't have enough crystal for that. So my crystal mining is really hurting me at the moment. I just need so much of it. Wow, that is a large fleet. Okay. I do have a couple orbital defenses up and 3 battleships. This is still going to be hard. I need to take out these robotics cruisers early. So he comes warping in. He's got more coming. Oh, jeez. Wow, Orange is really being aggressive, despite being quite literally the defensive faction. I'll actually grab all of these and have them target those two. Those are going to be support ships that'll heal him. Let's go ahead and just focus it down. So you can see it's power surging right now. So even though it's being hit by a lot, its shields are going to stay up, which is really nice. It's also used its ability. It's on cooldown there. So it's just boosted its shields really heavily there. And he's turned around to run because he's realized that's not a fight he really wants to have right now. 3 battleships is kind of hard for him, especially because he doesn't have a dedicated battleship of his own right now. Power Surge has been activated once again. You can see them all glowing. Even just in glancing blows, they're doing hundreds of damage to his shields. Like I said, the Visari are very, very powerful units. Harder for me to field as many, and they're not typically as mobile. At least on a planetary level, they're faster in the jump lanes. Visari ships are faster to jump between planets than the other 2 races are. But in a planet, I am slower than the other 2. So, trade off there. So actually, you can go back to Hilaria. You can go back. Battleships are okay. Especially with some extra bonuses here. That's a prototype item, which actually I kind of want that on my core tools, because wave weapons are their primary weapons. So let's go ahead and get that. And then, is there anything else I really want right now? I guess we can just keep the money we have for right now.
Research finished.
Let's go ahead and get mass enslaved labor. That does make my planetary development a lot cheaper. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. One thing I do love about the Visari is that my 3 battleships, which where are you 3 going?
It's yours.
Why did you go here? What? I guess let's capture that. That's fine. I'll take the resources. I don't mind. Don't know why they've left the safety of one of my worlds, though. Go ahead and boost the defense level. Boosting the defense level gives a planet more health, as well as giving it the capacity to hold more turrets and other defensive structures in orbit. So, it's never a bad thing. Y'all are so slow. Oh my. Like I said, Visari ships, sublight, not quick.
Finished.
So. Go ahead and do that. This planet has the defensive uplink to try and help itself live. I actually do kind of want these on all 3 of these worlds. Just to, as those are my border worlds, I kind of want to just be able to defend them a little better. Go ahead and return to Palatia. I'm going to park you back by the shipyards. Giving me 4 yellow. Ooh. We'll sell a bunch of that, because I definitely... 4 bidders already. Ooh. Okay. So let's go ahead and put those 2 up. You have crystal asteroids as well, which is perfect.
Not enough crystals.
You're all gonna go to Nahandera, and we'll just finish taking our territory over.
Research finished.
Okay, so planet developments are cheaper as I just purchased a bunch of upgrades. Oh well. Go ahead and do some crystal extractors. I need to boost my crystal rate. I'm just out. Winning bid was 1,200, so I did not win that. So my refund is half of what I put in. Okay. Kind of wanted those upgrades, but that's okay. Or those resources. That's okay, though.
Finished.
Logistics level upgraded here, so it'll build my crystal mines. I think I'm going to go ahead and put on my asteroids, I'm going to put both of the nanite mining upgrades. .6 increase to both resources. And asteroids really aren't going to do that much else for me. I'm going to put a resonator, and if there's still space, I'll put a lab on each of them. Yeah, each of them has enough space for one of those. So we'll go ahead and give you the third mine. You're going to take a third mine.
Standing by.
They're going to colonize that, and then they'll move up and rejoin my main fleet. Which will be good, because then I won't have to worry about paying attention to two different areas. I'll just be able to focus on militarily out here, and everything else back over here. Which I will enjoy. Separation of work and, and fun, right? What's up? Culture established. Nice. Level gained. Take another level of this. So free mining, so it'll push a planet's mining to level 3 automatically. Which is always good. So my capital has full mining, full mining, full mining. You do not. Let's go ahead and boost that. So, this is the hard part of the Vasari right now, is I'm still trying to get out of my early game, whereas the rest of the factions are very solidly in their mid games. I know Dark Blue's kind of going through the same issues I am. It just takes so long to get a Vasari economy up and running. I mean, you see, I'm out of resources every time I buy one or two things, so
Development finished.
as soon as I can actually get out of this stage, I will be very, very happy. I do also still have to go through and excavate my planet. Chances that I will get rare resources as well as rare artifacts and things can sometimes pop up as well. Like I can get the items I'm putting on planets and starships can sometimes be excavated, which is kind of a fun one. Other planetary bonuses, like this one has the Blade of Crust, sometimes those can also be found. Excavating a planet is just something very, very good to do and gives you bonuses for your entire empire. I just haven't had the resources to spare on them right now. I just need to kill this siege frigate, and then it's running away. So planetary siege frigates cannot attack other ships. See, it's just getting lit up by everything right now. I don't know why it used an ability on the one ship like that. It's wild, but... Crystal stockpile. Oh, I need that.
Planet development finished.
I need that so badly. I hope that wins. So, the good thing about defensive uplink is it just boosts the effectiveness of the turrets I already have by quite a bit. So even though it adds extra capacity for structures, that's not really what I'm after. I'm after the weapons, range, and damage. Just makes them that much more potent. It makes it easier for me to hold on to them with fewer resources, which, as the Vasari, I desperately need. So you're gonna go ahead and... There are so many voice lines. Let's go about there. That's okay. Auction lost. Winning bid is 1,400, yeah. So, I'm going to start losing most of those because these three have just such crazy economies that they're able to produce massive amounts of credits, and I really just can't. So, I won the Good Crystal Monopoly early, which is still going, maybe? It was only 10 minutes. Oh, I can activate it for 10 minutes. There we go. So it is now active. Someone else can buy or sell crystal for 10 minutes. I forgot I had to actually turn that on. It's funny. Okay. So.
4 planet upgrades are needed.
So it'll only give me one more structure point. Let's go ahead and do an administrative thing, which will give me another 2 upgrade points, so we can max out our mines. Just get our income as high as possible. It's already at 13.5. That's at 8.7. So we are pushing up pretty well. What have we got here? Okay. While this is happening, let's go ahead and queue those 3. You have an extra spot automatically, so let's go ahead and build a resonator. Perfect. I have to level up both asteroids by 1 to be able to do that. So these require, so if you look at this one, I need the research, the exotic resource, and then the actual building itself. Cannot be combined. Oh, so I can only have one or the other. Very, very interesting. Okay. So this planet has more crystal. So we'll go ahead and do crystal on this one. And this one has more metal, so we'll do metal on that one. That's fine. We'll go ahead and put resonance structures down. Markets to buy that. I'll put another one of those on. So that'll get me quite a few more of these points, which will let me upgrade. So we'll take utility 1, and then I think mobility 2, just to make traversing everything faster. Oh, here comes orange again. This is Dunov, Valkyries. I'm just looking to see. So he's got 2 of them now. See, he's got 2 capital ships, both Dunov support carriers. As a pair, that's quite dangerous. They can repair each other's shields for a while. It's going to be annoying to deal with, but not a ton I can do about that. Okay. Let's go ahead and get a regeneration bay up and running. Let's actually get 2 of them. Put a couple of those up, and then I'm out of crystal for more defenses. So we'll just keep ranking Palatia up first, giving it extra turrets, boosting its defenses. Yoshino, so orange. So orange seems to be the powerhouse of this game. Which, you know what, I'm okay with that. As much as them being over here is annoying, the fact that their homeworld and their facilities are all mainly over there means that they're in contest with 2 other people besides me pretty directly. Which will be good. That'll keep me alive. You have your 3 mines and your resonators being built. Pirate raid on orange. I have defensive uplink built. So all 3 of these worlds have defensive uplinks. I kind of want this debris reclamation center on Genestra, because it'll help expand my radius quite heavily for that. Let's go in here. Where is that? I don't have level 3 yet. Okay. Phase missiles I can't start to upgrade until tier 3 military. mean, there's really not any research I want still in Tier 2 at this moment, so let's focus on getting more labs built up. Our fleet
Waste my time.
could use some more smaller ships in it, just as damage soaks. So go ahead and start those. A little bit extra damage output, but more importantly, more damage absorption to keep the capital ships up for longer. It may seem a little bit callous to do, just building small ships to shield the bigger ones, but especially these 3 battleships, the longer that they stay up, the drastically larger headache it will be for the enemy fleet. And targeting AI tends to prefer smaller ships because it knows it can kill them faster. At least it did in the other games. Again, there's improved AI, as we saw in the patch notes back in part 1. One of those updates it said it was talking about, I think that's where it was. I don't entirely know how the AI in this version addresses combat yet. I haven't played enough of it to fully know, what it's going for. But familiarity tells me that they will go for the smallest things that they can that are still combat capable, so they'll ignore siege frigates and other things like that to go for light frigates and other direct combat vessels. Of this fleet here, they will either target my light frigates or my evacuator first. They'll let the battleships go because they have the smallest chance of killing those, which means I either will be able to get these other ships out of combat safely and retreat them, which the AI may deem as unacceptable, or if it targets one of these battleships, there's a good chance that they may not be able to kill it in time before enough damage is done to their fleet, whereas these are a better shot at getting killed.
Research finished.
It all depends on what the AI's goal in that battle scenario is. In the previous games, like I said, it was mainly about guaranteeing light kills. So let's go ahead and queue up a bunch more. We'll just start bolstering the fleet. So when I do travel around, I am a very formidable force. What have we got? Oh, surface mining rate for metal goes up by 20%. That's really good. That's all I've got right now. I cannot sell. I don't have any exotics to sell. Sell that. Go ahead and put that to 400. It's really the best I can do. We'll just take the 400 back. I'm losing that. That's fine. Let's take a utility. I need more resonance points to get into level 2.
Planet development finished.
So each of these planets only has 1 resonance to share, which is kind of annoying. You have 2. The desert planet has 2, and the volcano planet has 2. Okay. Let's do that. I'll have the crystal for it. There we go. 2 more.
Not enough crystal.
Not enough crystal. I'm hearing a lot of that. It's going to be pretty consistent for a while. Okay. Well, we've got some more upgrade space to go back here. I'm going to also look at queuing level 1 excavations, sort of just across the Empire as best I can. So I've got 3 queued up right now. Let's queue a 4th one. These just really will help boost my exotics. As I start to expand my fleet and head towards Tier 3 research, which I don't think starts to cost rare resources yet. I know Tier 5 does, and some specific resources within Tier 5 will. But capital ships take them right now. I'm getting close to being able to start on my Titan, which is your super heavy capital ship. You can only have 1 at a time. It's like mine's right here. It requires Tier 4. I'm getting kind of close to it, so I'm going to just sort of keep an eye on that so I can actually build it when it comes up. So next up is a bunch of labs, as well as more planetary development. So each of these planets can support a lab. in this world will hopefully be able to support more once I unlock some more civilian research under tier 3, which I am 1 lab shy of. That's upsetting. Okay, you're gonna get the administrative uplink to give me. Well, actually, let's look at this. So refinery takes 3 slots, so I won't be able to do that. So I'll put 2 labs up here. That's fine. Okay. 60 more crystal, and I can do that. And then we'll do those 2 labs there, and that'll push me over into tier 3. I am also going to... You just take metals, so I'm going to build a bunch of scouts. I really need to know what's going on around the galaxy. Really need to have scouting. Let's go ahead and queue that. And then with it, let's go ahead and try and queue up the labs so everything's in process. And then once I get this next lab queued, I will go ahead and call that for part 3. Got a bunch of Empire development done. Finished colonizing in here. Was able to knock Orange back from their first attack. Didn't really get to that heavy of combat, but was still able to scare them off with just my 3 battleships. Now there's a whole fleet sitting here ready to go. I got a bunch more frigates and cruisers over here. So, getting close to the part where we actually start contending with other races. Also going to put a regeneration bay or 2 back here. Oop. Just that way if this planet does get pushed, I am better able to hold it. So, go ahead and pause our game there. Little state of the galaxy here. Put myself at the bottom so you can kind of see. I have a bunch of scouts building here. Palatia as well, that'll get me some updated information. Once I'm in Empire tier, I'll need tier 5 to be able to see everybody. But here in tier 3, I'm about to unlock the ability to make my own phase lanes, which does require some rare resources to do, as well as work on advanced extraction, a bunch of culture bonuses. Tier 3 is a big step up in your research. And then militarily, get a bunch of upgrades for my ships done in terms of some offense. My next step in armor. And star bases will be unlocked. So, bunch to come. And we'll see how everything goes next time. Thanks for hanging out.